have tuned into Breaking the Mask of Depression with your host, Diva with Depression.
Hey guys, welcome to Breaking the Mask of Depression with me, your host, the Diva with Depression. I hope you guys are doing well today. The allergies are driving everybody crazy. Where I'm at, there's heat. The heat is just brutal. So I hope that you're staying cool or staying dry or wherever you're at, you're doing well. Today, but as you guys know, June is Men's Health Awareness Month. And so I've been trying to every show talk about something related to men and mental health. And so today I have a gentleman coming on and he is going to chat with us about all sorts of things, uh, depression, anxiety, and different things like that. So I'm very lucky because I have two nephews named Avery. Uh, Avery and my bonus Avery. And bonus Avery is on today. So here he goes. Hi, Avery.
Don, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on.
Well,
I'm
thank you for
excited.
coming on. Thank
Of
you
course.
for putting it out there. I didn't think that you would want to.
I love
So,
doing stuff like this. I love coming on the
okay.
podcast, mental health.
Oh, okay. So tell us, how old are you and what do you do?
I'm 32. And I'm an actor, and I do like a bunch of film productions on the side.
Oh, okay. Okay. What have you, acting wise, what have you been doing lately?
Recently, I'm uh, stage managing a musical downtown Greensboro,
Oh, oh wow, that's
and
cool.
yeah, it's been fun.
Which,
I love getting to know the cast and like the director. It's
mhm.
been great.
Which musical?
It's called 12th Night. The musical. It's like a Shakespeare show,
Oh,
but it's like a musical. Too.
yeah, that's what Lauren did in her when she was in school.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so Avery, it's Men's Health Awareness Month, and I really, really appreciate you coming on. You're the first gentleman that I had on this month that I'm having on, and as I said before, we can talk about whatever you are comfortable talking about. But
Yeah.
the first thing that I want to ask you is, we said it, we talked about it offline, but can you tell us what forms of illness you are living with?
I have anxiety, minor PTSD, and depression.
Okay. And when did you find out? Well, when did you learn how severe they were? Or has it
Last
always
year,
been
I think it's
at the
always been like that, but I've kind of gotten an idea of how bad it was last year when I started going to therapy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so
How long
there's
have
a
you been
period,
in therapy?
on and off, but
Oh, okay.
on and off,
So
not long.
when you realized how severe it was, did you have to come up with another medical plan, another way to tackle it, handle it,
But yeah,
take care of
yeah,
the symptoms?
yeah. What helped me was just like, I guess, just taking medicine and like my faith in God, I guess. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my two biggest avenues for that.
That's good that, it didn't floor you because I, from experience, I can tell you that when things get too bad with these illnesses, I shut down. So kudos to you
I
for
do,
being able to bounce back. So
yeah,
what,
I do.
but let's start with the oh, go ahead.
No, so also I do too. I shut down too when I get like really bad
Yeah,
stuff.
I think that's how we are. Let's talk about the anxiety first.
Okay.
Now, most people think that anxiety is just, being nervous about going on a date or, nervous about starting something new. And when in fact, panic attacks and anxiety attacks are very severe, um, and they can mimic heart attacks. And so it's painful and it messes up your mental.
It
So,
does.
and the anxiety part, when did you notice that you had anxiety?
Started like in 2012 when I first came to college. Because I would go to these
Okay.
parties, always like sit in the corner wondering why. So like I don't get what's going on. And over the years, I
Hmm.
start to grasp the understanding of what's going on with me.
Okay. And did it debilitate you to the
The bills.
point where you would have to leave a situation?
Yes, there were a lot of times that would happen. I would just like leave or like just go in my room and not come out. It got to the point where like I got so anxious I want to like cook food for myself or walk down the street to get food because I was so anxious I didn't want to be out in public.
So how is it today? Have you found a way to cope with it? Or no, let me go back. What do you think triggers your anxiety?
What triggers my anxiety the most is this one. I get in my head about the way I look, or if someone says something to me, that kind of triggers me too. This is the way people talk to me or like treat me. So that's my two. That's one of
Hmm.
my triggers.
Did you have did you have this issue when you were growing up, like in school,
No, not
prior to
really.
college? Oh, good.
This this in college, I guess. That's
Yeah.
when I really noticed it. Notice it.
Hmm. So, what steps did you take to address it? Did you have to did you start going to therapy because of that, or take medication for it?
Yes. I started going to therapy. My friends were like encouraged me to go to therapy. So eventually I did, and I started taking medicine and meditating, listen to worship music.
Oh, that's good. That's good coping mechanisms. Music seems to cure all ill evils. And are you comfortable now that if you are out somewhere and have an anxiety attack, that you would be able to talk yourself out of it and gather yourself?
Yes, I'm a lot better than I was years ago. I'll say I
Does
still have
that
my, but for the most part, I think I'm a lot better off.
does does the anxiety interfere with your socializing?
It does sometimes, like especially when I'm in big crowds of people. That's when
That's
it really
common.
on me.
Yeah. I don't. I'm quiet in crowds too. Crowds make me nervous. As a matter of fact, that's one of my triggers. Going to into crowds.
Yeah,
And the depression part, how long have you had depression, and when did you notice it getting bad?
I guess 2014. When I was turning 21. I guess when I really started to notice it.
Hmm. What did you notice?
There'd be days where I'll be just like super sad and emotional, and sometimes I didn't want to get out of bed. It takes me a while to get up, but I would just be super
Hmm.
sad and stuff. I would stay in my home, stay in my room or in my house all day. Like,
Hmm.
but after it be dark, I don't want to get up and do anything. So yeah,
And
like I had no drive back then, and it took effect on that, on my motivation.
hmm.
So
Was it one thing that sent you to into that, or was it something that you carried throughout the years?
I guess something a different carried throughout the years.
So you think that, like, I can say that I have been depressed all my life, in one form or another. Um, do you think that that's the case with you? That you had some of these um, issues growing up, especially as a teenager?
I don't think I had depression as a teenager. Really, maybe I did. I just didn't notice it back then, like I do now. But yeah, I didn't really notice my depression until like I turned 21.
Okay. And did you start therapy, medication? What did you do initially to try to get yourself out of the spiral?
I didn't really do anything in my 20s. I didn't start taking therapy until like my late 20s, but
Hmm.
kind of just sat around. I sat in it, didn't really do anything for it. So
Did you explain to your family or friends why you were feeling the way you were?
yeah, so this is mostly my friend, one of my good close friends from theater, and he's the one that really encouraged me to get my life together and stuff in my 20s.
That's cool. That's cool. And how is it now?
It's
Well,
a lot
you're
better.
in therapy.
Yeah, it's a lot better, and man, I'm really happy now. Happier than I've ever been in my life.
That's cool. That's
I still have
awesome.
stress, but for the most part, I'm really happy.
Hmm. That's good. That's good. Have you shared with your family some of the things that you've gone through to trigger these?
I have.
Are
I
they
have.
are they supportive?
They're very supportive.
That's good. That's a good thing. There are so many out there that, their family is just not supportive. They don't understand. And even if, if you, I always say, even if you don't fully understand what we go through, just listen. Don't try to fix it. Just listen. So with you knowing that you have the anxiety, the depression, and how to manage it somewhat, do you talk to other people? Have you found that you share with other people, if you see signs in them?
Of course, that's something I do all the time. And I have very empathy for people that have depression. So I try to talk to them and give them the advice the best way I can.
Hmm. Hmm. And how does that feel?
It feels great, and it feels good, and
Yeah.
I'm helping people. I'm helping people get out that pit that they're in.
Hmm. And how did you were saying religion? And one of the questions that I ask a lot of people, your family is very into church religion,
They are.
and they have there's a gap in churches acknowledging mental illness. It's getting better now, but we still have a long way to go. And thinking that therapy and medication is just that's against the rules. You're not supposed to pray and wish it away. So how did did you ever not disclose what was going on with you, or were you afraid to say something because of religion?
Oh no, not really. I was always been like unafraid to like tell people, yeah, I struggle with depression. I meditate. I feel like God wants me to do these
Hmm.
things to make myself like. No, I've never been
Yeah.
afraid to talk to people in my church about it.
Hmm. That's good. That's a good thing. And do you go to church regularly now, or you just at home you use your time to connect spiritually?
I go to church often, and but yeah, I
Hmm.
also do connect with God like throughout the week whenever I can.
Yep. Wherever you are, he is, right?
Yeah, God is everywhere we want to go.
Yep. So, men are usually very, very secretive. They don't like to talk about mental illness. They don't like to talk about what they're going through. As opposed to women that are always chatting, but men are very closed up when it comes to their feelings and
Hmm.
sharing what they go through. How do you feel about that subject?
I think when I hear like guys like masking themselves, I don't think it's okay, man. They should like be very vulnerable. This is something that scripture talks about too, is being vulnerable, like pray without ceasing. Tell people how you feel. It helps.
Right.
It helps. It really does help. I mean, gets all that stuff you've been holding in out. And it's sad when I see friends like that who don't talk about their mental health because it's so important to talk about it.
Yeah, because it's debilitating. You can't function when you're in these places, in these dark spaces. I hope that I see more men now talking about it in my circle. So I'm hoping that that changes a little bit. Would you ever use your platform or what you do to talk more about it?
Yeah, I would love to do that. I have my own podcast, so I would love to do that eventually.
Oh, you have to give me the name so I could put it in the notes when I finish.
I will.
What do you talk about on your podcast?
Yeah. But yeah, my podcast is called No Free Refills. So I mean that's definitely a topic I would love to talk about in the future.
And what's the topic that your podcast is about?
For right now, it's different things. Like I have artists on. We talk about the last episode I had my friend from theater, and we talked about theater and how long he's been in theater and all the plays he's done and stuff. So it's multiple
Oh,
things.
okay. That's a fun way to have a podcast because you just touch on everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to catch myself and say, "Oh, well, that's not mental illness related." But so the next thing that I want to talk about, Avery, is when I asked you the things that you lived with, and you said depression, anxiety, the whole. Did you say the whole ball club, the whole squad, and then the spectrum? And so I really, really, really want you to explain the spectrum aspect of it. I had my friend on a couple of months ago, and he was just diagnosed last year with Asperger's syndrome. And one of my best friends, her son is has autism also. So I want you to explain to us what it is and how you found out that you're on the spectrum, or was this all your life?
I actually found out recently, but I haven't. I went to it was 2 years ago before I moved to Boone. I had just a really bad panic attack, and I went to hospital, and one of the doctors there asked, "Have I ever been diagnosed with that?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "You should probably go get yourself checked out." But it's hard, man. It's I get sensory issues, so I can.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to explain having sensory issues, you're more hyper aware of what's going on. You can hear everyone's conversation at once. It's high anxiety, constant high anxiety. And it's a constant thing. And yeah, I get really bad sensory issues when I'm in public, or sometimes when I'm not in public, I get sensory issues. It's just too overwhelming because everything is overwhelming, constantly overwhelming.
So is there something that triggered it, or you've had it all your life and just found out that you were living with this?
I guess this is like I said, I think it's probably something that I've had all my life, but I really started to notice what was going on when I first moved on my own. So I was wondering why, every time I would go in public, I just couldn't socialize. I couldn't talk in public without being in the
Mm-hmm.
corner, fetal position.
Mm-hmm.
So all that, I started to be
Um,
more self-aware about what I got going on when I started college.
and what about now when you found out what it was? Did you connect it to some things that had happened to you growing up? Did you
I guess
say, "Wow, that's why I did that," or "That's why I acted that way growing up"?
yes, yes, especially when I found out I had anxiety and stuff like that. I was like, okay, yeah, that's why I feel like that at the parties I went to and stuff. So it really helped me. It was a wake up call for me, and it was really awesome how it helped me with that, become more aware of what I
Mm-hmm.
had going.
And what? So what? if I'm saying it right, what is the scale? I think that are there different levels to, is it autism? Is
Yeah,
it
it's
autism or neurodivergent? Like, that's why somebody has to explain the differences to me because I get so confused with all the new words. I just know
some
autism, so you tell me.
some are really high functional, some are low functional. I'm on high functional. I can like take care of myself and stuff, but I still need
Okay.
help, especially when I have like a high anxiety and stuff.
Well, I guess that's a good thing because it doesn't stop you from, I mean, it does stop you from doing certain things just at that time. It doesn't stop you in life from doing what you need to do. And what about, I do want to ask you about growing up, like in middle school, you guys call it middle school and high school. What was that like? What kind of atmosphere was that? Did you have these anxiety feelings in school?
I guess yeah, it was more because like I got bullied a lot growing up in middle school, and things kind of got better in high school because I had theater. But middle school and
Hmm.
elementary got bullied a lot and stuff, so it was pretty hard.
Me too. Me too. We need to find them, kick their butts. I don't like
Yeah,
bullies. I was bullied all through school too. So,
man, it was rough.
huh?
I said it was pretty rough for me, man. It was felt like I was I felt like I was the only one throughout the whole school that was targeted.
Wow,
But it was pretty rough
that
for me.
sucks. Yeah, people don't understand. I haven't. One of my first shows was about bullies, and I'm going to do another one because I need to touch on adult bullies too. But people don't understand how much that just rips you apart. To every day, someone is just picking at you and harassing you. It's crazy. Like, I was at the point when I was in school that I didn't want to go anywhere, talk to anybody because I couldn't put up with that. And that was
Yeah,
without anxiety.
not fun.
so so how does the spectrum, the autism, tie into your mental health? Did it,
Yeah.
when it say the chicken or the egg, did
Mhm.
the autism traits trigger your mental illness or vice versa?
I guess it
Did you
triggers my
get,
anxiety.
go
Yeah, I
ahead.
think that triggers my anxiety and makes my anxiety a little worse, especially with having sensory issues. So yeah, it definitely like ties in my anxiety and stuff too.
But do you think that
The best way I can
you
explain
are more, go
the
ahead.
best way I can explain it is like if you ever smoked weed and had like a dead head high, that's what it feels like.
Hmm. And that's all
That's
the time.
that's the best way I can explain it. The way it feels, it's like a bad head high you can't escape from.
Wow. Wow. Do you get depressed because of it? Because you are living it with it? Or is
Yeah,
it,
I really depressed about my condition because it's hard fitting in a society that like judges you for stuff like that.
it is? It is. How about your family when it comes to the autism? Was
Uh,
the was
how
it
does this?
so were you born with it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because it says I've done a lot of research about my condition with
Hmm.
CAC, and I like found this article. And this is people that like have this condition. Like some people are on the spectrum as well.
Hmm.
So I remember like looking at it, like return to research because I have all these crazy things going on, and I like, found an article that matched up to the symptoms I was having and stuff.
Hmm.
And it says like this condition can be linked to people being on the spectrum as well. Because my
Right.
condition is called CFC, so it affects my facial features, my growth, and my heart and stuff.
You said see what?
It's called CFC.
Now what is that?
It's hard for
What?
now.
Oh,
See,
okay. So the
um,
CFC, is that a physical condition?
yes, it is.
Okay, and that affects, you said, your heart?
Yes, and the way I look and my growth. That's why I look so young.
Okay. Wow. That's an adjustment. That would give me anxiety and depression.
Oh yeah,
And so
man.
I'm guessing,
Especially when people like just constantly judge you for the way you look without getting to know you and
right.
stuff. But especially in school, man, they didn't think I could learn stuff at
Mhm.
school, but I eventually actually proved them wrong.
Right. Cuz yeah, this not it doesn't mean that I can't do what I have to do, you know? I think that we've gotten better with the autism and the spectrum discussion because it's so common now because so many people were high functioning on the spectrum and it was ignored. Like we're finding out that boys that were hyper in school and couldn't sit still, that was part of the reason maybe, or they were bored or they had sensory issues. You can't sit there, whatever. And that's not something that was talked about when we were growing up. So I would
No, it's
guess that
not.
it's better now.
The way they treat people back then with like conditions and stuff was horrible. I experienced that from the teachers. And stuff. It was not fun.
The teachers weren't helpful or respectful.
I'll say some were, but some were mean. But
Yeah.
I remember this one student, man, this one lady, like she would like purposely like slam books, like and people that had like her on the spectrum because they know like loud noises would scare them. So like,
Right.
te- I saw this one teacher who like purposely like slammed the book really loud next to students and it would like scare them purposely,
Horrible.
and stuff like that really like shakes me up. Like people don't understand like how like
Yeah.
bad the classes I went to and how bad it
Wow.
would get.
Now, do you have to take medication for your heart issue?
For a while I did, but I don't. It was giving me like really bad symptoms, so I kind of
Mhm.
stopped.
Okay. Did you have to adjust your lifestyle for that?
Oh no,
To
no, no.
to
That's no, not
Okay.
really.
And sensory issues. Do you want to share some of your sensory issues? I'll go first. Chewing. When you're sitting down and people are chewing, I have to leave the table because I can't listen to people chew or crunch. It drives me absolutely nuts. I have to when I'm having a panic attack. The best thing for me is to put on a wool hat and cover my ears. I don't know why I have to cover my ears, but covering my ears always calms me down.
Yeah. For me, I
So what
like
are
going.
some of yours?
For me, I like just get up and go on a walk, or like I pace around the room a lot. Sometimes you'll see me do that a lot. Sometimes I put them headphones on, put music on, and just like go off somewhere
Mhm. Mhm.
and stuff.
So what are your what are your sensory triggers? Is it noise? Is it, people,
People, large
food?
crowds, people. So I can't be in large crowds like at all. Like I can't do it.
Mhm.
Or like I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes like I'm in the house, I can hear everyone's conversation going on at once, and that's something I
Mhm.
can't do. It gets
Hey,
pretty bad.
it does. It does. My kids, they got mad at me because I would have to leave the table while they were eating chips or, now I feel bad because they always say, "Excuse me, mom." And but it's really it touches your nerves inside. The only thing that I can describe it when I was describing it to someone is like something is crawling on the inside of you, when you're being attacked by these issues.
Yeah.
So So have you when you're in therapy, do you talk about this issue?
Yeah, I
Does
did.
it does,
I did.
does
He really.
having autism affect your mental illness or your mood or your anxiety?
Yeah, I guess it does. Like I said, it makes my anxiety worse, so it does affect it. But the therapist I had, he helped me out like a lot and gave me like it's cool avenues I could do to cope with that stuff.
Hmm.
So he was awesome, and he's really helped me out a lot.
So tell us some of your top three coping mechanisms. Give me the top three coping mechanisms for the anxiety and the top three for dealing with the sensory part. Maybe you can make whoever's listening that you could teach them something. So, what are your
My
top three triggers with anxiety?
top three, I would say, just like going on a walk, listening to worship music, and reading scripture. So those are
That's
something
how
I
you
really.
cope.
Hmm. I like
Is
when I
but
get
what? Okay, go ahead.
yeah, like when I get sensory issues or eating anxiety, I just like go off somewhere in my room. I just like put worship music on and then sit there, just
Hmm.
breathe, do a lot of breathing exercises.
How does it feel when you're somewhere where you can't use your regular mechanisms, coping mechanisms, if you're out somewhere or you're in a crowd that you have to be in or you're at a family event? How do you deal with it then?
At that point, I just kind of like power through it. That's the best thing you can do when you have sensory issues like that, and you can't
Hmm.
really. You just got to power through it.
Hmm.
It really helps me. I just got to power through it and know that everything's gonna be okay. And I just
Hmm.
constantly tell myself, I'm in a good space. I'm around good people, so I just power
Hmm.
through it when I can't do nothing about it. I just power
Do
through
you ever,
because God's giving me strength.
that's awesome. Do you ever, if you're not, when you're in a spiral or a mode, do you ever just share with the people around you what you're going through at that time? Like,
I do,
like Greg knows when I'm not answering the phone or when I don't talk or when I don't text, he knows that my depression is acting up.
yeah.
So,
I used to be
what do you,
very vocal about it, but not anymore. I used to overshare a lot, so I'm learning not to do that as much anymore.
well, that's not
And
oversharing, Avery, to tell somebody, listen, I'm just not in the right space to talk right now or socialize right now.
yeah,
Like I tell my friends, I'm in the monster's acting up. I'll text you or call you later.
I get in my head about that sometimes too. I feel like I'm kind of like being an energy vampire, or like I'm speaking too much. I get.
Wow. I'm so glad you said that, Avery, because we do. We think that people are going to get sick of us, you
Yeah,
know? Oh, she's complaining. Oh, she's Debbie Downer. Oh, she doesn't, she's coming to bring her woes again. And that does hinder you from talking about it. It
yeah, it
does.
does. But luckily, man, like the community I have in Peter and in Graceboro, they've been very helpful.
Hmm. So when did you start theater?
When I was in middle school, I was like 13,
Hmm.
so I've been
And
doing that
you stuck
20.
with it.
Yeah.
Is
So
that a good
my
escape for you?
what do you say?
Is that a good escape for you?
It is. It is. I love it. I'm never gonna stop doing
Hmm.
theater. I love being on
That's
stage.
cool.
Yeah, I love it.
And I
It's a
would
lot of
never
work.
know. You're so quiet.
I know.
You're so quiet. I can't see you, picture you on stage. I'm gonna have to come see your show. But
I'm
it's awesome.
I have one coming up
Okay.
in the fall. I just got a theater contract, so that one's coming up
Oh
in
wow!
yeah, that one's coming up in the fall.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you know what show it's going to be?
Yeah, it's
Or
called
are
Liberty
these?
Mountain.
Oh,
It's
okay.
called Liberty Mountain, so it's like a historical drama.
Okay. Are these pieces that someone wrote?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, Avery, I'm honored that you came on today. Like I said, you're very quiet, and I'm very quiet when usually when you see me, I'm not talking that much. So I'm so glad that you felt comfortable enough to come on with me and share your story
Thank,
because it's so hard to get men to share their stories, especially in your age group. It's really, really hard to get them to talk. So you are an inspiration to others because you're sharing your story and you're showing them that you can live with these issues. Of course, they sidetrack you sometimes, but you can still bloom
mhm.
while living with it. So I think it's awesome that you came on today, and I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So,
It's
you,
glad I came. Mm.
so tell, give men a piece of advice.
I guess the best of I have for men is just don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to talk to someone. And just stay strong. And you know that God's for you. Um, Everything's gonna be okay.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so Avery, you know that I'm the baker. So my last question that I ask everybody is, what is your favorite dessert?
I'm not a big dessert person, but I like donuts. Krispy
Oh,
Kreme donuts.
I love donuts.
Yeah.
Glazed donuts,
Yes, glazed donuts.
my favorite. I love glazed donuts. Well, thank you again, Avery, for coming on and
Hmm.
talking to us. And I hope you come back.
Yeah. When will this be
Thank
uploaded?
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay. Yeah, just send
Hmm.
me the link.
Okay. Well, guys, that's the end. We have to thank Avery for coming on and chatting with us and giving us some great information. I hope that you got something from this today because I know I did. I always learn something. But if you know that it touched you or it helped you, please pass it along. Sharing is caring. I know that's corny, but it is because sharing saves a life. You don't know what the next person is going through. So by sharing this information, you may be helping them and you don't even know it. I want you guys to stay peaceful and have a great evening. Well, I think it's evening here, but I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys tuning in every week. If there's something that you want me to talk about on the show, send me a message. If you'd like to leave a review, go straight to the landing pages. The podcast is on every Apple, iHeartRadio, all of those. So you can go on there and leave me a review, leave me a message. But I thank you again, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.